What is going on, YouTube? PPS back here. It is the 23rd of April, about 7:45 ish this morning here in Wisconsin. Hope you guys are all doing well as we are feeling. Being the Milwaukee Bucks fans right now, obviously, fantastic game last night. Um, Unfortunately, they beat them by too much for me to hit my bet. I mean, he had 12 going into the fourth. Obviously, expect that to hit 9 times out of 10. If that's close, probably 10 out of 10. Um, and the Bulls just couldn't score. It was very tough to watch. Like after a little bit, I'm like, oh my god, this is. It was only a 2.5 point line, and they beat them by 30. So very happy as a Bucks fan. Unfortunate for this bet, but Mookie Bet saves us. Justin Turner had him on third base with the bases loaded, 1 out in the fourth inning. Obviously, he is an absolute bum and grounded into a double play. So when that happens, I'm upset. Next time he comes up, just like, hey, we don't have to worry about this bum anymore. Hits an absolute nuke and then comes up and hits an absolute nuke again. Luckily, did have him in DraftKings last night, and we did cash in pretty good there. So Mookie best to score run, nice cash there. Obviously, crushed it. 2 homers, I believe, reached base 4 times in their game against the Padres last night. So heading into today, we just need a sweep, man. I got to be better, and I want to get a sweep. I'm tired of splitting. It's time to get 2 in a row, and I'm feeling pretty good about these. Up pretty early to get this one in. So Miami Marlins first 5 under 4.5 -115. This is really just a fade on both offenses, right? Early on in the season, there's been a lot of talk about how bad the offenses have been, and there's absolute validity in that. Looking at these numbers, Alicia Hernandez isn't anything like super special. Got good stuff. He's got an electric fastball, good slider. But I'm more fading the Braves. So look at the Braves against right-handed pitchers. 219, 219 batting average. Really, absolutely no slugging to write home about here. I'm only at 385 slugging percentage, 682 OPS against right-handed pitchers. I don't know why I keep saying bats. Also, believe this game is an afternoon game, if I remember correctly. 6:20. So getting close to that. When you look at the daytime versus night, they're much better at night. 6:20 should get to nighttime there. I think that'll definitely help them out. But when you look at how they've been hitting against these right-handed pitchers, I really don't think there's much of an issue, even with it being a night game. Also, overall, only a 231 batting average for the Braves. They have a very potent lineup, a lot of power, but a lot of strikeouts in this lineup. A lot of guys who really rely on hitting those lefties to get those numbers up. On the other side, Ian Anderson, really good bounce back start against the Cardinals. I believe he had like 7 Ks in that one. So that's very encouraging. Also, Ian Anderson is a much better pitcher. Much better pitcher at home in his career. Obviously, he got blown up in his only start at home this year, so those numbers don't look great. But 207 batting average last year at home against him with a 3.5 ERA, 1.23 ERA in his rookie season at home with a 172 batting average again. So he's better at home. Miami is pretty much close to the bottom in almost every category. Middle of the pack in strikeouts. There's just really not that much to write home about with this offense here. I believe they're 21st in runs scored at 45 runs scored in 13 games. The Braves are a little bit higher, 57 through 15. So two offenses that I'm okay with fading here. And obviously there's some numbers that back us up on those. So Miami Marlins, Atlanta Braves, first 5 under 4.5 runs, -115. If you guys could, please smash that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel. And also hit that notification bell so you know when we go live with Pass the Prop and any of our other options that we do for live streams here. So one more play Going back to one that I did drop as a free play a couple days ago, and he only had one hit. But I'm going back to Byron Buxton here. I absolutely love Byron Buxton, dude. He's probably the most entertaining guy in baseball. And he's facing off against Vince Velasquez today for the Chicago White Sox. Vince Velasquez has been absolutely, I wouldn't say awful because his last 3 innings against the Rays were pretty good. But he gave up 4 runs in the first inning and really screwed himself over. I think Velasquez actually throws pretty well here, but Buxton is just a terrible matchup. You look at what Vince Velasquez likes to throw: 40% four seam, 21% slider, 17% curveball, and then most sinker and changeup stuff. But if we look at those, right, that's right there, almost 70% of his arsenal. And then you look at 2021 Byron Buxton against the curveball, batted .412 with a 1,118 slugging against curveballs. Looking at his sinker that he throws that at like a 9% rate, 313 batting average, 604 slugging. You go against the four-seamer, 328 average, 813 slugging percentage. Really, every one of the pitches that Vince Velasquez is going to throw here, Byron Buxton does hit well. Also, if you want to look into Vince Velasquez's numbers here, 18% barrel rate early on in the season. Last year was about 12, so do expect to see some barrels. The expected batting average off of his four-seam right now is 366 with an actual batting average of 167. So do expect the regression to go negatively for him. Also, he's thrown 25 pitches with his curveball, 0% or 0 batting average against, but an expected batting average of 586 and an expected slugging of 671. The expected slugging off his four seam is 962. There's a lot of power being put off these bats. A lot of balls that probably in that Tampa game probably would have got out at a lot of stadiums. We have a guy in Buxton that can stretch any single into a double at any time and try to get you that second base. But just the ability for him to hit barrels, you're looking at a guy here who's in the 93rd percentile on max exit velocity, average exit velocity, 98th percentile, expected slugging, 92nd percentile, the top percentile in barrel percentage. It's just this guy is an elite player. He's got an elite matchup, and the stuff that he hits is everything that Vince Velasquez throws here. So I'm going to be rolling with Byron Buxton today against the Chicago White Sox. A little sweep here. I owe you guys a sweep. I'm tired of these splits. It's time to get rolling. Thank you guys for tuning in with me and checking into the channel. Hopefully you have a great rest of your weekend. A lot of games today. Best of luck on your bets, and have a good one. Peace.